Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about Allie Rae. I have a little update on her, and I'd also like to talk for just a quick second about Ken's mother admitting that there was no severe medical abuse when it comes to Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Very interesting, and we're also the third thing, we're going to go over her and Ken having a little night out on the town. And yeah, we're just here to talk. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys. So I had quite a long day. I've been having a few of those, here lately. I'm sure most of y'all know that I do work full time. And, for some reason, I know the reason, but here the last few days, it just kind of seems like everything is going downhill. Everything is scary and bad, and it makes me feel very uneasy. And I've always hoped that my channel could be an outlet of entertainment of sorts, whether it was for just a few minutes or 45 minutes if it's a longer form video, which I don't do super often. There's a dog hair right there. But all that to say, despite the fact that I've been having long days, I also realize that a lot of y'all look forward to being able to unplug and not focus on everything bad in the world. And I hope that my channel can do that for you. So we're going to get through this. Everything's going to be okay, I hope. First, let's talk about Allie Rae. I have an update from Abby, and of course I will drop her video in, but basically Allie here is laughing at the fact that she unplugged her baby's machine in NICU so that the nurse could fetch her a turkey sandwich, then fetch her a drink. She thinks all of this is funny. Like, you put your child's life at risk for a turkey sandwich and a drink multiple times. And now that the internet is livid with you, you want to come back and do this. So let's actually watch the video together, and then I'll give you guys more thoughts.
This is Allie Rae, the mother who unplugged her baby's pulse ox in the NICU so she could ask the nurse to bring her a turkey sandwich. And it sparked outrage from hundreds of thousands of people on social media. Well, she made a video actually laughing at the fact that people called CPS on her. Like, she thinks this entire thing is a joke and is getting humor out of it.
Contacted CPS, so just so you're aware, thank you for making me aware. I look forward to them showing up. So I think you guys are mistaking me for somebody else, to be honest, considering I did exactly what the nurse had asked me to do. So I think you guys are mistaking me for somebody else.
So she's literally sitting here trying to say that the nurse told her to unplug a machine that is vital to her child's health and literally the child being able to survive. You're trying to say the nurse told you to do that. What a ridiculous thing to come out and say. What an unhinged response to have in this scenario. Some people, I've said before, this might be unpopular, but as y'all know, I don't care. There are some people that simply do not deserve to have children. And unfortunately, I think that social media has really put a spotlight on some of these people. And we as the audience sit back and say, wow, so she's one of those, or he's one of those that is undeserving to have a child. There are people out there that are in the perfect position to have a child or multiple children, and they go through years of infertility and maybe even child loss. And then you have people like this existing on social media, making it a joke that she literally put her kid's life at risk. And Allie Rae is not the only person to fall into this category, as we know.
I got a slim one. Okay. I just hope CPS shows up when I'm before she's home from the hospital, because then it'll just make it even funnier. Then they'll be like, oh yeah, we got reports. Where's your daughter? She's still in the hospital. Okay then. Like, hospitals are...
But you were doing harm while she was in the hospital. So what does that even have to do with anything? It doesn't matter if she's in the hospital in your home. We literally have the video evidence of you putting her in her life in danger.
Mandated reporters, and more than likely they would have already shown up if the hospital had any concerns as to the safety or well-being of my child. And I highly doubt I'd be allowed. CPS is funny. People calling CPS on me is funny, yes.
Now, I'm going to once again say there is absolutely no way, a 0% chance, that any nurse that is taking care of her baby in the NICU told her to unplug a monitor to get their attention. They might have said, if you need us, hit the call light, or use your cell phone and you can call the nurse's desk and we'll come. But unplugging the baby's pulse ox machine while she's on supplemental oxygen absolutely did not happen. And the fact that she thinks this is funny, like, I don't know if that's some weird coping mechanism or what, but there is nothing funny about the fact that your baby isn't even out of the hospital and people who don't even know you are so concerned for the health, safety, and well-being of your baby. She honestly reminds me of Nurse Hannah, because when people started comparing her to Ruby Franke, she made a video talking about how funny it was. Like, am I missing something here? Because I don't think there's anything funny about this. I think it's far past time that Allie Rae starts taking this shit seriously, because it is a serious matter. And another thing, if CPS really hasn't spoke with her yet, that does not mean the nurses in the NICU, as mandated reporters, didn't make a call. It just means that CPS knows the baby is currently safe since she's still in the NICU. Okay, Allie Rae?
It's very obvious what Abby here said. No nurse would ever say, oh, if you... They're not butlers. They're not like a food delivery service. They would not ever tell anyone, unplug a machine to get our attention. Anyone that's even spent 5 minutes inside of a hospital room would know that there is a call light, a call button. Just like Abby said, you push that button, the nurse comes. If they're busy, there might be a minute or a few minute delay. But they're not going to tell you to unplug machines. I guarantee that if you were on any kind of life support, you're not going to unplug your own machine for a turkey sandwich. So Allie Rae is complete trash nonsense, and I am so sad that we're existing in a world where people like her will get positive attention as well. Because there will be people that come across her and say, oh, she's young, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about, oh, it's clickbait, oh, it's rage bait, and they'll excuse exactly what she did on video. I said very recently, I have always stood by, you don't call CPS on somebody unless you have actual proof and evidence that there is a concern for this child or children. Then that is your right to do so. It's my right to do so. And Allie Rae literally gave us the evidence. And the nurses know about it. Social media knows about it. And I hope CPS knows about it. So now let's move on to something a little more lighthearted in some fashion. Let's talk about the little gremlin Gypsy Rose. So Ken's mother went on to Sir Morbid's live stream. So Ken and his mother back to back have been on Sir Morbid talking about, whatever they were talking about. The interesting thing here is that Gypsy's allegations of this severe medical abuse was mentioned. So let's roll the clip and then I'll give my thoughts. These are words that I'm sure sent Gypsy Rose into full-blown meltdown status, because this is not the narrative that she wants people to hear or even think about or consider.
Dee loved Gypsy the way she knew how and did the best she could for Gypsy, the best she could. And I described it to Gypsy like the 2-year-old holding the kitten. you know, the 2-year-old loves the kitten, and she holds it, and she holds it very tight, and she squeezes it. And you have to take that, you know, the kitten from a 2-year-old. The 2-year-old doesn't know any better that they're hurting the kitten. And I think that's, you know, kind of the what befell with Dee Dee is that she loved Gypsy with all her heart. She probably went into a dangerous line of her only identity was being a mother, and that can be dangerous as a it can be. And especially Gypsy was her only child,
and she wanted to protect her also.
Oh, right.
But again, that's just speculation.
This is
an opinion based.
Right.
And you know, Raina, Gypsy was a sick child, and Dee Dee took care of her. Was her care?
I agree.
She loved her to death, so to speak.
Right. And so the idea of there was no abuse, there was horrid abuse. I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle. I don't think the abuse was intentional. If it was abuse, I think it was.
See, Raina, there was no medical abuse going on.
Right.
And I don't truly believe that Dee Dee was physical because, you know, Gypsy has spoken several times about how she pulled a BB gun on her mom, and in the book even goes to say she pulled a dagger on her.
Obviously, she's kind of trying to play it safe, which, hey, you know, if Gypsy Rose Blanchard knows where you live, I might want to be a little safe when I'm speaking publicly too, just for my own safety and security. But she is kind of sitting in the middle where she's saying she doesn't think that there was medical abuse, but she's taking a neutral stance as far as was there abuse or was there not. In my recent video, I did throw some shade to Ken's mom, and you know, he was talking about how, oh, my mom was helping us, giving us pointers with the new baby and stuff, and I had a snarky response to that and said that I wouldn't put a whole lot of faith into somebody that ended up raising someone that turned into Ken the clown. I take those words back, and that was wrong of me to say that. I don't think that she is as bad as maybe what I had in mind. And I think there's a way to not support her, but me, I went out of line by having such a salty response to her. So that was her part in the live stream. I will find the link for the entire live and put it down below in case y'all want to listen to it. Sir Morbid does long form live streams. I don't have the time to constantly listen to 3, 4, 5 hour live streams. So I appreciate the clips, but if y'all have the time and you want to listen, check it out down below. Lastly, let's talk about Gypsy. Of course, she had to tell TMZ, hey, write an article about me because me and Ken went to the mall for a date night. So please make an article so that I can get attention. Now, there are some photos that have been released of her. First, there's this photo of her and Ken. You guys, I don't know what she's wearing. I have a lot of questions. Ken is dressing 15 years older than he actually is. I don't know what this outfit is, but then again, you look at his counterpart and I don't know what the hell she's wearing either. She also had some fans take photos, or a photo with her in the mall, and to these people, are you just looking for clout or are you actual fans of Gypsy Rose? Because both are disturbing, but the second option makes me really wonder what's going on upstairs if you were excited to meet her and take a photo with her. Again, with this atrocious outfit, I don't know what this is doing, but it said, her caption said, from yesterday, I'm a Target gal. Nobody cares if you're a Target gal or a freaking designer gal. Purchasing these items with blood money, and that's what people are actually focused on. It does not matter if you spent $30 or $300. It's all from a very painful source. Blood money. and you're spending it. So I don't care if you go to Target, I don't care if you go to Goodwill, and I don't care if you go to fucking Bloomingdale's. You're spending blood money, and it's atrocious. But Gypsy, nobody cares what you're, where you're buying your ugly outfits. The point is that you are standing on a mountain of cash that is only there because you abused Nicholas to kill your mother. A fully disabled adult man you coerced into doing the deed so that then you could come out and say, hey, I'm a Target gal. I don't identify as a murderer because I didn't commit the act. And people despise you for it. And I'm one of those. The last thing that I'll say about these photos of her saying that she's, Target, whatever. These photos do not look like the other photos that were shown. I'll kind of put a little carousel. Like, to me, her arms look a lot smaller. She obviously has a filter on. I don't know. Gypsy Rose is obsessed with making sure everybody, is like envious of her. Nobody is envious of you. But I think I've had enough for today. More to come as always. But for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.